I scaled my brand to over six figures in the past 3 years, and I made quite a bit of mistakes along the way. Some of these mistakes have cost me thousands of dollars and countless hours of time. I've learned a lot of things that I wish I knew when I had started. So I'm going to tell you guys the top 10 mistakes that I made so you guys can prevent them, save a lot of money, save a lot of time, and most importantly, to grow your brand quicker than I was able to. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Evan. I own a brand called Omnee World. But yeah, let's get started. So the first mistake that I made was relying too much on advertising. So I wasted a lot of money just kind of dumping money into ads, just hoping that they would perform well and bring in more sales. But I ended up wasting a lot of that money just because the products weren't very good or the marketing material wasn't very good. And so I've easily lost thousands of dollars advertising just trying to like push shitty products that are not going to sell. Either the products were bad or the actual marketing material was bad, so the content I was pushing was just not performing well, which was just a total waste of money and time. So now I focus on creating better products that are going to sell well and creating better content to market them. That way, I'm not dumping all this money into ads that are not performing, and I can get much better returns on my ad spend. Don't just dump money into ads if the product isn't good or if the content isn't good. Spending a lot of money on ads is not going to bring in sales magically. You got to have a good product and you have to have good content as well. The second mistake I made was inconsistency in my branding. My branding switched a lot over the past 3 years. When I first got into the brand, it was all like Y2K and like a lot of stars and shit like that. And then I just ended up kind of experimenting a lot, which experimentation is good. However, a lot of that experimentation should happen behind the scenes. You shouldn't just be like changing your brand's image every other week or every month. My brand just lacked a lot of clarity and the vision was not clear. So going forwards, I have a much clearer vision for my brand and the creative direction that I want to take it. I wish that I would have had a clear vision in the past because my branding has been very confusing in the past, and I'm sure a lot of customers would see my post and be like, what is this? This is not the same brand I followed. Like, why are they posting this shit? I followed for the other shit. So get specific with your brand, clarify your vision, and don't confuse your customers. The third mistake is I quit my job too early and relied on my brand to support me. It ended up working out fine, but I see it as a mistake because it definitely cost me a lot of time. And I really wish that I would have kept a job for a longer time so that I have more money to invest back into the brand and wouldn't have to spend all of my profits on my personal expenses like rent and food. It would leave not much money left over to reinvest in the brand, buy new products, upgrade the packaging, just stuff like that. And then the other thing was the whole mindset with it. When you're relying on your brand to support you, it turns into this thing where you're not just making clothes anymore. It's like you actually need to make money to survive. So I was in this like scarcity mindset where I was relying on my brand for income. So if I had a release that flopped or if the product wasn't selling, it was like, okay, well then how am I going to pay rent? So then you just get into like this cloudy mindset where you're like, I need to make money. And that's just a terrible place to be designing from and making decisions from. So yeah, if I could go back, I would have kept a job longer, a part-time job, nothing crazy, but just enough money to support myself and pay rent and groceries and shit like that so that the money that I made from the brand could go back into it to reinvest and just continue making it better and better. I think because I relied on my brand for income and to survive, that limited my growth quite a bit. So unless your brand is making enough money to consistently support you each month, or you've saved up a bunch of money and you're willing to spend it on the brand, then I would recommend getting a part-time job until your brand can fully support you. The fourth mistake I made was ordering too much product. So my first release I ever did, I did 50 pieces and sold all of them. And then so I was feeling pretty confident. I was like, okay, I can sell 100 now. So I ordered 100 and I did sell all 100 of them, but it took me like 2 months or something compared to like a month before. And I got a little bit ambitious with some other collections and would do like 200 pieces and then only sell like 50 or 100 of them in the first couple weeks. And then same thing, I'm left with all this extra inventory that I'm trying to sell. It's just not a strong position to be in. And of course, you don't want to be left with a bunch of inventory that's not going to sell. So going forwards, I'm focusing on more limited and exclusive releases. So if you're just starting out, I would recommend don't order bulk more than 50 pieces for your first release. And honestly, I would keep it at 50 or less as you continue to scale. Even if you can sell 100 pieces, keep doing 50 and let the demand build up higher and higher. And it puts you in a much stronger position. You can raise your prices, you can increase the value, you can reinvest back in the brand. And people are going to want your products that much more because they're always sold out. So then that will sell out quicker. People are going to talk about it, tell their friends. Overall, I personally think it's a much better path to grow. So if you're just starting out, maybe even start with like 30 pieces, or you can even do like 10 pieces. Just don't get too overly ambitious and then be left with a bunch of extra inventory, because it is not fun. The fifth mistake that I made was not tracking my financials. So for the first 2 years of my brand, I kind of kept track of the money. Like I would take a couple notes. Like I would literally put it on, like I would pay like $2,000 for a bulk order, and I literally wrote that down on a post-it note and just put it on my wall. That is a terrible way to keep track of your finances. So now I personally use QuickBooks to keep track of everything. So it's all digital, but that does cost $30 a month. If you aren't wanting to spend $30 a month, then I would just make like a Google Sheets or a Google Doc. Every time you make a business purchase, track it in there. When you get your sales payouts, keep track of that. Run the numbers, see how much you're actually profiting. You should also have a specific business bank account. So open up a new bank account for your business so that your personal finances and business finances are separate. Tracking the numbers, it can really suck. Like it's boring. It's not very fun to do. Once you start doing it, it becomes easier. It can be fun to see how much you're actually making or how much you're spending on each individual thing. That's personally why I like QuickBooks, is because everything is categorized, so I can see exactly how much money I spent on shipping last year, and I can see exactly how much money I spent on product, shipping materials, supplies, whatnot. So it's all very streamlined and very easy. But again, if you don't want to spend that money, then I would create a Google Sheets and just track it yourself. But yeah, if you are not tracking it, that is a mistake. I promise you. It's boring and it sucks, but it is worth it. So do it. The sixth mistake that I made was not collecting SMS sooner. Since the beginning, starting my brand, I had always been collecting emails, but I was not collecting phone numbers. I was collecting them like here and there. Sometimes people would enter them in at checkout, but the opt-in rate was extremely low. But then back in January of this year, so about 4 months ago, I started collecting SMS instead of email. SMS was my primary thing. I was using Postscript SMS, which is a great platform. I would recommend it. And that was a huge mistake to not be collecting phone numbers over the past 3 years. I really wish I had been doing it from the beginning, because emails are great too. You should be collecting emails and phone numbers. However, SMS converts much higher because you're actually getting notifications delivered to your phone. Not a lot of people are checking their emails as much as they are checking their phones. So SMS converts really well for releases, and when you send out a big text to your SMS list, a lot more people are going to see it and then purchase your items. So I wish I'd been collecting SMS sooner. If you are not currently collecting phone numbers or emails, you should be doing both. But honestly, if I had to pick one, I think phone numbers are more valuable in this day and age, and Postscript is a great platform to use. And then for emails, I personally use Klaviyo or Klaviyo. I don't know, people say it differently. But yeah, that is something you will have to pay for. However, it is very worth it, and it will provide a return. So start collecting email and phone numbers ASAP. I promise you, you will not regret it. If you don't, you will regret it. The seventh mistake that I made was focusing on money and profits. Obviously, when you start a brand or start any type of business, you are going to be pretty focused on making money. Most people start a business because they want to make a lot of money, but it is very important that you do not have that be your primary focus. When you're purely thinking about money and profit, you are not going to be creating the best brand or best company possible, and it's just not a very good way to think. So instead of thinking about money and profit, what you should be thinking about is how can you provide as much value as possible to your customers, and how can you create a product that people are actually going to love and use day to day, week to week, etc. So don't focus on money, focus on providing value. If you can provide value to people, the money is going to come along with it. So for me, what that looks like, I'm focusing on creating very high quality pieces using the best fabrics and best materials that I can, focusing on creating unique designs that are eye-catching and original, providing the best customer service I possibly can, just making sure that the customer has the best experience possible when they order from my brand. So if a customer emails me and has a problem, I'm going to solve it. I'm going to make sure that I make it right to them so that they are satisfied and happy with my brand and they will continue coming back over and over again. That also means increasing the quality of the packaging itself. So custom packaging, giving freebies or stickers, thank you cards, things like that. Things that increase the value so that when a customer orders from you, they say, wow, this brand put in a lot of effort and this whole experience has been very pleasant. So now I'm going to go tell all my friends about it and continue ordering from this brand for the rest of my life. That's pretty much how it works. So to repeat, do not focus on money and profit. Focus on providing as much value as you possibly can. The eighth biggest mistake that I made was trying to predict what customers wanted, trying to fit into a mold, instead of just purely being myself, designing what I want to do, releasing pieces that I personally love. There were a couple of pieces that I released where I was just trying to make what I thought the customers wanted, which had proven to not be a very good way to think about it. Instead, you should create pieces that you personally love, pieces that you stand by full-heartedly, and not just trying to create what you think people are going to like. It is good, of course, to have your customers in mind when you are designing pieces, but at the end of the day, for me personally, I know that the releases that have been most successful, the ones that I look back on and I'm most proud of, are the ones where I put in the additional effort to make the designs as good as possible and the pieces that I personally loved. And then when I look back on the other pieces where I'm like, I was just trying to fit into this mold or just trying to create what I thought the customers wanted, those are the releases that I was like, yeah, those are not very good and I could have done much better. Don't just try and create pieces that you think people are going to like. Instead, just create pieces that you personally like. As cliche as it sounds, be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else and design pieces that are true to you. The ninth mistake that I made was not posting more video content. So the biggest issue that 99% of brands face is obscurity, and people just don't know about them. There's so many brands out there today that it's hard to stand out and be seen. And one way to do that is by posting a lot of video content. So with Instagram Reels or with TikTok or with YouTube, posting video content is a great way to reach a lot of people, and there's a lot of potential to reach a very big audience and get a lot of eyes on your brand. And in the past, this is something that I had not done very much because, of course, it's hard. You got to put in the effort to do, and it can be uncomfortable to talk to a camera or have your face in a video online. But I promise you, it will get easier. It sucks at first, and you're going to feel embarrassed and weird about it, but over time, you will get better, and it actually becomes pretty fun to do. And regardless, it is a huge opportunity for any business today. There have been brands that literally change overnight just from one viral video, which is awesome, but that's also not the only thing you should be striving for. Like I said, create good products, provide value. Don't just try to go viral. But yeah, obscurity is most brands' biggest enemy. And unless you want to go spend a bunch of money on ads, the best way to do that is probably by posting a lot of video content on Instagram Reels or TikTok. I know that I personally wish I had started posting more videos in the beginning, and I'm sure that if I did, I would have sold way more pieces, been a lot more successful than I am today, but I didn't, so I definitely regret not doing that. But hopefully you guys can take this advice and start doing it now because, again, you will not regret it. Now, the 10th and final mistake that I made was not networking better, not focusing on building relationships with people. It's really important when you own a business to communicate with other business owners in your space or other people interested in the same things, as well as just building great relationships with your manufacturers or other clothing brand owners. I definitely wish that I would have focused more on trying to meet more people and network better. That is something that I've been doing much more this year, and it has proven to be a very good use of my time. I've met a lot of very great people and have learned a lot of things because of that. So networking is not easy, but get started on it today. It will become easier. Some ways that you can network and find some people would be things like social media. So following creators, and you can send a lot of people a DM, try to build a relationship with them. Don't just ask people for shit straight out of the gate, because they're going to leave you on red. And I promise you, it's also super annoying to do. Every single brand owner has hundreds of people in their DMs asking for their manufacturers, shit like that. And that's not the way to do it. It's annoying. You're just going to get left on red. So it helps if you actually have some skin in the game. You actually have your own brand. You have some sort of credibility. So with that, you also just have to be patient and work hard to get that credibility. Another thing is you can join free Discord channels or like streetwear startup on Reddit. Just try and build some relationships with people. Some of the best relationships that I have are from networking and introductions from people who I know. Networking is definitely not something to be slept on. It can be very valuable. So try and meet as many people as you can and build good relationships with them. And it has to be an even relationship. You can't just be asking them for shit all the time. You have to be providing value both ways. It cannot just be a one-sided relationship. I hope you guys can learn from my mistakes and save a lot of money and time that I personally wasted. And if you guys want to learn more about how I grew my six-figure clothing brand, you guys can watch this video right here. Comment below what you guys want to see next and subscribe to stay updated. I'm going to be posting videos every single week. I appreciate you if you have watched this far, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.